Is that when you realized you want to be an actor, or was it earlier?
Yeah, well, it was kind of like I played a sport called rugby. It's in New Zealand my whole life, and I played for the rugby team. I was the captain for the rugby team. And if you joined the drama club, you got to skip 3 classes on Monday. So me and my entire rugby team joined this drama club just so that we can skip some classes. And but we went along. I kind of liked it. And then I joined a theater group that was running free holiday workshops during the school holidays. And I went along because I had nothing to do during the school holidays. And that's when I kind of, I caught the bug. That's what people say, the acting bug. But that was at 17, and I didn't take it seriously until I was 21. So I was still playing rugby. I was still didn't know what I was doing with my life, but I was doing acting jobs on the side, and I didn't know whether or not it was something I really wanted to do. And then at the age of 21, I made a theater show with my friends, and we traveled around the world in New Zealand. And that's the moment I decided I'm going to take this thing seriously. And as soon as I done that, my career kind of just went. And that's when my career started. I'm 29 now, so I feel like I've been doing it properly for 8 years. Yeah.
Sounds good. Do you have any education for acting or?
Life is my education, which is, it's great because I never studied to be an actor. I never wanted to be an actor. I thought acting was for wimps. I played rugby my whole life, but then I played rugby. This is the reason why I act, because I used to play rugby because I could let out my anger in a physical way onto somebody. I can either get tackled or tackle somebody, and I needed to vent out what was inside of me, what was going through my life at a young age. And then I discovered acting and figured out very quickly, I can let out my anger. I can let out happiness, joy, sadness, love, and not get injured, And I was like, oh, this is kind of like rugby, but not getting injured. So I kind of just, like how I act and how I learned how to play acting is I play rugby in my head. So say we're doing a scene here and we're talking and you're saying lines to me. I'm just watching your eyes, and I'm watching, like, I've done all my training beforehand. Like, I've read the script, I've done all my work. I've figured out what I wanted to do in each scene. And then game time is when they call action. And say they call action now, and we have a scene together. Now I have to forget all my training and have to just play what's in front of me. So you guys are the opposite team. And now if you kick the ball a certain way, or if you say a line a certain way, I have to react accordingly. I can't just do what I plan to do, because it's not going to work for what's happening right now in the game or in the scene. So that's how I learned how to act. And it was mainly through experience. So I learned through job to job. So I started in that theater group. Then they asked me to do a show with them. And I was like, sure, I'll do it for fun. And then someone saw me on that and saw that I was good. And I didn't know I was good. I was just doing it for fun, and put me in a commercial. And this is all in New Zealand. And then I went from a commercial to a TV series. Then I got an agent, and then I made my big break in America when I was 23. I'd done a Steven Spielberg film, and they cast 1,400 people around the world just to find me in New Zealand and fly me up to do this DreamWorks movie. And that was my first time to America. But it's funny because even now I'm here in Tampere, Finland, which is amazing, and I love this place. I still play the same game. Like, I'm just playing rugby with, like, it doesn't, the things may change, the location may change, the money may change, the budget may change, everything may change. But the thing that stays the same is 2 people sitting across from each other, looking into each other's eyes, playing a game of, where are you going to go? Are you going to go this way? Okay, I'm going to go, so yeah, that's a very long answer.
That sounds a nice game.
Yeah.
When you thereafter started acting, did you have any idols?
Did I have any idols? No, because I didn't know what acting was. Oh no, I guess my favorite actor is Denzel Washington. Like still to this day, Denzel Washington. Like growing up, my favorite movie of all time, and still to this day, is Lion King, the cartoon. But my favorite actor is Denzel Washington because of a movie, Remember the Titans, as a football movie. But he is one actor that if I ever get to work with him, I'll be like, wow, that's, but my idols are not, like my idols are not actors. They're like people in my life, like my friends, the men that I surround myself with. Those are people who help push me in life and push me to not just to be a better actor. Like I don't define myself as an actor. Like, I'm not Beulah Koale, the actor. First, I'm Beulah Koale, the father, the husband, man of faith, and then an actor all the way down at the end, so yeah. I'm hitting you guys with the deep questions, the deep answers. I'm sorry.
Oh, yeah. You said it's lovely to be in Finland. Is it like a lot of different, or is it same in?
I love Finland because I think I have a love for Europe in general. Just like I love just the way it looks, the history behind it. Like I love museums. Straight away, every country that I go and live in or go to, I taste their tap water, and I was like, oh my gosh, the Finnish tap water is amazing here, because it's terrible where I live in Hawaii. So I love the people, I love the culture, I love the coffee, and it's very simple here. Like in Hollywood or in America, it's amazing, but there's a lot going on. Here in Finland, people, they just do their job. That's it, and that's what I love. And it's beautiful, I love going to the saunas, and I love going in the lake. It's my favorite thing. I beat a whole bunch of Finnish people. Like I stay in there longer than the Finnish people. I'm the brownest guy there, so it's great.
I must add that I haven't met anyone staying so long in a cold water than Beulah did. Actually, there was one guy swimming around, but Beulah was right next to him. Yeah, he was there like 10 minutes in a row.
I love it. It's the best.
That's long.
It sounds nice. Hey, do you have any idea how did you end up to pick Tampere for filming?
Yeah, the guy you just saw, Ilka, is pretty much because of him and his team. So I don't know, we were supposed to shoot this in America, and then COVID happened, then we're supposed to shoot it in Canada, and then I guess Ilka told everyone, come to Tampere, come to Finland. And I guess the producer said, let's go to Finland. And I was in Hawaii. I was like, I've never been to Finland. I want to go to Finland. So, and it worked out. It's great. It's a great location. It's got, I feel like there's a lot of potential for other movies to shoot here because it's not crazy busy. And it would be great because I come from Hawaii and there's a lot of filming there. And so I know how much it changes a place. When the film industry, like people start not just wanting to get into acting, but into crew, into camera, into directing, into lighting, gripping, all these things. So I know how much a film industry can change a city. So, yeah.
Yeah. Have you tried any Finnish food like?
I love. Oh, I don't know if is this a salmon soup? That's my favorite. That's my favorite thing here. I go around to different restaurants and I judge restaurants off how they make their salmon soup now. And we went to that restaurant. Is it Lapland Hotel?
Yeah.
And we ate some reindeer. What's some weird Finnish, like really weird Finnish food? Because I love eating the weird things of certain countries. Like I heard you guys have blood sausage. I'm gonna try that, but I thought that was Scottish. But what's the weird Finnish one?
Onks mämmi? Yes. No. Well, mämmi it's pretty weird, I think.
Yeah.
But
It's something we eat in Easter time. It's a kind of a, well, maybe you can describe it better, but it's some kind of a little bit sweet rye porridge which is malted.
Well, yeah, that's weird. Definitely weird. Let me ask a question to you guys. What do you guys want to do with like acting and arts?
well, yeah, I would like to be an actor in like I don't know, it's film or theater or both.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's my goal.
You?
Well, yeah, I'm interested a bit of acting, but I'm a little more into music. So
Oh yeah, man. Yeah, and look at me. I'm taking control of this. I'm gonna be the host now. You can definitely like. This is the thing that I always tell my brothers and sisters. Like, it's really hard and it's really weird to say I want to be an actor or I want to be a musician, and you're one dot in this world, right? And it's crazy to think that. How am I going to make money or how am I going to make a living off chasing this thing that is feels like it's only for people in Hollywood or so you guys have to understand that I was the same. Like I didn't even want to be an actor, and I come from New Zealand at the bottom of the world that no one knows about. And I chase this dream and I always feel like if you believe in something so much and you're passionate about it and you're willing to walk through the fire, walk through the years of making no money, but it's all because of passion, you can definitely do it. It's just for me and my experience over the years that I've done it. Like I've had so many people that said they want to be actors, they want to be directors, and they could have been here with me, but they just gave up because it got really tough, or the pressures of the world of making money and having a real job and, being an adult, paying rent, I worked for like 5 years for free doing acting jobs just because I wanted to learn the craft because I didn't go to school, and that's how passionate I was. And everyone in my family thought I was crazy. They were like, you're insane. What are you doing? You're 19 years old. You got no job. You got no money. I was like, yeah, but it'll pay off in the long run. And if you're willing to make that long-term investment on yourself, it'll come through and you can definitely do it. It's just, if you're willing to put in the work, and if you're not, then it just wasn't for you. You never, it's hard, it sounds hard, but you never deserve to be there in the first place then, but if you're willing to put in the work and if you care about the craft, you can definitely do it. So you can definitely be, sounds corny as hell, but you can definitely be whatever you want. You just got to put in the work and be willing to get used to people saying no to you a lot, because it is going to happen, and that's okay.
Yeah. Well, it's gonna be hard, but yeah, it's gonna be worth it.
Yeah, it is, and it definitely is worth it. It definitely is.
sounds good. Hey, do you have anything you want to reveal about this movie you film here?
Anything I want to reveal?
Or can.
Yeah.
I can't really. I know I'm playing the role that I'm like. There's two roles in here for guys, and Aaron Paul, who's the guy in Breaking Bad, he's got the role that I wanted, and I think I got the role that he wanted. But the director is such a genius that he didn't let us have what we want. So he challenged us to do the thing that we're not comfortable with. And he helped guide us through, and now we're doing it. So I guess I can't give you any story plot lines because I'm not allowed to, but I guess when it's released, I guess all of Tampere should be very happy because it's their little city that it was shot in.
Yeah.
Any questions on the chat? If they got questions, just type it down, and even if it's in Finnish.
They are actually following in a chat, I guess through YouTube. So basically, they are able to chat. But if there's someone who is able to chat, you can do so. But I will ask, what do you say? You talked about a lot of hearing no's, but what are key things what you would like to say a person who would like to be actor? What you should do?
What should you do? You should, if you're not going to study, you should definitely find ways you can study. Like if you're not going to go to school for it, then join a theater group. You know, there's many different ways, because it's the arts. There is no right or wrong answer because it's the arts. It's not 1 + 1 = 2. You know, there's many different ways you can figure this thing out. So join a theater group, watch a whole bunch of movies. Like, you can do all this stuff at home, just like the world we live in. You can learn a lot of things through YouTube. All I do when I'm at home is I'm literally just looking on YouTube, typing in different actors' names and just learning about their journey. And that's how I study acting. I watch different movies, and then I figure out how I can read the screenplays, the scripts on it, and then, yeah. Oh, but the best advice I think I could give is learn who you are first. Learn your own character. So I gotta learn my Beulah Koale. Learn, like, I write a whole bunch. No one in this world can be you. No one in this world can be you. So we're the best actors of playing ourselves. So when I'm at home, I'm writing my stories that I've been through in my head onto a piece of paper. And then I just write like a scene for myself, and I act it for myself on a laptop like this. Then I send it to my friends and I'm like, hey, what do you think of this? You know, and then from there, I can change myself into different characters because I know who I am. You know, I know what I can do. So when they give me a different character, I just use what Beulah knows and what Beulah is good at, and then I add it to the character. So, yeah.
Is it easy to become a new Hulk character?
Yeah. It's really hard when you have to, like, especially when you go to America, you gotta like learn the accent. You gotta learn how to talk different, and you know, and there's different parts of America that, you know, there's like techniques like that, and that's same thing you can learn on YouTube, how to speak in an American accent, you know. And I think my American accent is terrible. So if I'm here in Hollywood and I got through with my terrible accent, I'm pretty sure everyone else could do it as well. So yeah.
Have you ever played a character that is some kind of cruel evil? So how is it to play someone like that?
Yeah, I have, and I played that in a theater show back home in New Zealand, and same thing. It's acting, but it has to come from a place that Beulah knows. Like I can't go, I'm gonna play evil. This is me being evil. No, I have to be, okay, I have to go in my brain and go, okay, what does Beulah know that's very bad in his life? And then I pick that thing, and then I make it either very big and blow it up and add things onto it. Like I think of a memory that's real, and then I make it really big or really small. and then I work from there. So it gets because acting or the arts is like when you do music, it does something to your soul, right? Like I think it does. Like there's a way when you hear a piece of music, there's a reason why your body moves a certain way, or you dance a certain way, or you think of a certain memory. It's because the arts has to do with what's going on here. So when I connect the evil character to me, Beulah, even though I'm not evil, I have to do that and then make it big and then make it a whole character. And it's nothing different than playing someone who is a loving person. It's the exact same thing. It's just that you got to be careful, because sometimes revealing those parts of your soul is not normal. You know, it can really mess you up. So you got to make sure you have people around you to look after you. For, you know, the first job I done in America, it was a very dark character. And I went in it and I brought out the darkest bits of my life, added it with the darkest bits of this character I was playing, mixed it up, and just sat in that for 4 months. And when I came back to New Zealand, my family were like, "You're different." So they needed to look after me until I, you know, came back to normal. And but yeah, that's what I'm willing to do for my craft, because I'm so passionate about it. Like I love it so much.
Okay. I would like to know what is acting like as a job? So is it busy? Do you have exact schedules or that way?
Yeah. No, it's crazy, because acting it's not a job. It has to be. If it becomes a job, then like it's not a passion. Because I don't wake up in the morning and be like, when I have to go to work, and be like, I have to go to work. Like I wake up and I'm like jumping around. I'm like, I get to, like, I will do this for free. Like, and these crazy people are paying me to do the thing that I love. They're flying me to Finland to do the thing that I love. Like it's the schedule is all over the place. You never know what's going on, but that's the normal world. Like you have to get used to things not being the same as what the normal world would perceive. Like I can't be like Ilka and be like, I'm gonna wake up at this time and turn up to work at this time. Like my normal world is all over the place and has to be ready for different challenges all the time. Like I know straight after this job, I fly home to New Zealand and go straight onto another job. And I finished that in March. And as I'm doing this, I'm auditioning for things for later on, for after March, because I don't know what's going on, you know? And sometimes things clash and it's crazy, but I love the craziness.
Yeah.
Do you have stage like fights like in the movies?
Stage fights, yeah. So I was on a TV show for Hawaii called Hawaii 5-0, and we just finished beginning of this year, and I shot there for 3 years, and I was like the Navy SEAL action guy, where I got to have all the guns and fight all the bad guys, and it was just there's a lot more. It's like a dance more than anything. Like it's not like what people think they see. Yeah. Is that what you're asking?
Yeah.
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 No, we are music and theater, and it's said that music and theater work are like teamwork. Do you think so?
1,000,000%. I use music for my acting. So if I need to feel a certain way, and I know a song that can make me feel a certain way, I have to play that song. And I put on my headphones and I just start playing music. And like when you get to another level of when I'm doing my prep work, months in advance, like I pick certain songs for certain scenes or I set up. So right now for the thing I'm shooting in New Zealand, I'm listening to all different kinds of music to try and get me into this certain mood. So now I'm making up a memory for this character and I'm attaching it to a music so that whenever I hear this song, this emotion for this character is coming out. Because like I said, the art is, it does that where it makes you think, makes you feel. So yeah, it's definitely, it goes hand in hand. And even in film, when you're making a film, like you'd shoot a scene, and if you just showed the scene with no sound in the background, with no, like if they ran even if it's at volume 2, like a certain tone or music, it can change a whole scene. It can make a very boring scene into a cool scene, like a Batman. You know, it can make that scene with Joker and they have I think it's the violins in the background, just it can make an audience feel a certain way. So yeah.
Have you had groups that is hard to work with?
I think you're gonna have groups that are hard to work with in anything in life, you know, because people are hard to work with. You know, it's not acting, it's just people, because people are different. Definitely here, that has not been the case here in Finland. And I'm not even just saying that. Like, I've told the director and producers that this has been the easiest job I've ever worked on my entire life. And I don't know if it's the Finnish thing, because everyone's so nice, but it's just like it's almost too easy because everyone's just does their job. There's no egos. What I love about Finnish people is that no one walks around with an ego. Yeah.
Do you have any kind of techniques that you make your character believable?
Yep. So wardrobe helps. So if I'm doing a character and I go do a wardrobe fitting, like I asked the costume designers, can I have my character's shoes? And then and I take their shoes home with me and I do my work and I just put my character shoes on and I just start I just start walking around in the shoes and figuring out, all right, how does this guy walk around? You know, how does it feel when he walks around? And okay, and then what does that do to my body language? How does that make me feel? You know, and then I just add things on, all from just walking in the shoes. You know, one little thing, I call it provocations. All you need is one question or one idea to provoke someone to make it's like brainstorming, to make an idea go, you know?
There's actually a question from the chat.
Victor, is acting work for a television show like Hawaii Five-0 any different to a movie? It's a lot faster. Like television, you have to know your stuff really quick because in movies, everything's very slow and very methodical because you're trying to do everything perfect and you're trying to get the scenes perfect. And it's usually just one character, one camera. In TV world, everything has to move very fast. There's usually 3 or 4 cameras getting the angles at the same time. So if you don't know your work, you're going to look like an idiot on TV in front of everyone. So the pace is different in terms of that, but it's a lot. I prefer to do movies just because it's slower and because I get my time to sink my teeth into scenes and into characters. Where TV, even if you didn't have a good take, it's like we got to move on because we're wasting time.
Okay. Well, what kind of role would be your ideal role in the future?
Probably like a good dramatic, and I've done that a lot. I guess I've already done my dream roles. I consider myself like a dramatic actor. But I would love to work with Denzel Washington, anything with him. If I got to do a drama with him and be like, all right, let's play a game of rugby in their eyes and see who wins. That would be awesome.
Is it better to be a villain or a hero?
I love being villains. Yeah, because the best thing about a villain is that they don't think they're bad. Like, you know, it's like, which is crazy, even though what they're doing is terrible, whatever character, in their head, they think they are right. And playing that weird thing is awesome. Yeah. What is the most challenging thing when preparing for a role? It's not learning the words. Learning the words is easy. It's getting to know the character. And the scariest thing is the first shot you do for any TV show or movie, because like they're getting ready to call action, and then you're standing there doing all the work that you've done, and you're standing there going, oh my God, what am I doing here? I'm not good enough to be here, you know? And then as soon as they call action, you do it and you're like, whew, I guess I am. We're good. We're good enough to be here. So it's always scary.
Wait a minute.
What is your favorite movie and what is your dream role? Favorite movie of all time is Lion King. And my dream role is anything with Denzel Washington.
Do you like that cartoon better than the new version of
Yes,
the Lion?
1,000,000%. I don't like the new version. Yeah, the cartoon is always the best.
Would you rather play a main role or some kind of remarkable side role?
Oh, that's a good question. That's a very good question. I would rather play the remarkable side role. Just because, like, usually the main person is just carrying the film. When the side people come in, they get to they come in and they're nasty. They're like, ugh. They come in to destroy things and, you know, for a short amount of time and make a massive impact. And I would love to do that. Yeah.
Yeah. Same here, to be honest.
No, I hear you. It's like saying, like, what instrument do you play?
But when I imagine myself acting, I don't like main roles at all.
No way. Well, you've been watching. Yeah, it depends on what you watch. What do you watch?
Well, I don't watch movies so
What
much.
type of movies or TV shows are you guys both into? Like what genre? Horror, drama, comedy?
Well, I love musicals, but
Yeah.
there's not a lot of them. But fantasy is.
Yeah. And what about you?
And I like musicals as well, but I like more like drama and comedy. I don't like really catastrophe movies.
Yeah. Nice.
And violation and that way.
Yep. Yeah, man. That's cool.
Hey, tell me, Beulah, a little bit about how you get your step inside Hollywood and LA, because there's thousands of people trying to get a grip on a business, and how it works. First, tell a little bit how you managed to be there, and then how you keep yourself there. You have an agent.
Yeah.
How does everything works?
Yeah.
It's so different than in Finland.
Yeah, it's very different. Like I said, I feel like I'm kind of like the same as you guys because I'm in a place that's far away from America, New Zealand, and now I work in Hollywood now. But for my first movie was a DreamWorks movie produced by Steven Spielberg, and they're looking for this specific character who was playing a real role, and he was playing a Samoan soldier. And they went all over the world. They cast 1,400 people to look. It was kind of like American Idol, you know, and they found me in New Zealand, and then I done the audition process. They flew me up to LA to meet the other main character, and I had to do the audition again. And then I got the role, and then I guess like I'm just making it really short here, but just like and that's how it started for me in America. And it was the very unconventional way of how people usually do it. Usually people fly up to LA and, you know, become an actor and do that stuff. But I never wanted to do that. Like the way I see things is, I'm a risk taker and sometimes I'm an idiot. Like if everyone always told me he was an actor in New Zealand, you got to go to LA and you got to do this way and this is the way you do it. And then, you know, then you do this step and this step and this step. Okay. The thing about the arts, whatever art you're doing, is that there is no right answer. There is no 1 + 1 = 2. It's whatever your way is, that's the way that works. And my way was, and I believed in it and I just put it up to fate and it worked out. And now in Hollywood, because of that, it could have just finished after that film, but I done a great job. I was good to the producers, I was good to the actors, and they all felt like I done it. And that led me on to doing other things. So for Hawaii Five-0, they just saw that movie and I didn't even audition. Like they just gave me so if you put in 100%, 110% in everything you do, like that pays to do that more than anything, more than trying to know the right people, stay in a certain place, being a good person really, really helps. Like for me, that's number one of making it in this industry, is just being a good person to everyone, you know, being easy to work with, loving your job, number one, and then being a good person to everyone, like making friends. And yeah.
That's sweet. Do you have any future roles? Do you know?
Yeah, I got a couple of things coming up. I got this thing in New Zealand, and depending on COVID and how it works, I got this action movie maybe shooting somewhere. I can't really tell you guys who or what, but you guys would definitely see it. But yeah, we don't know yet. Hopefully.
There's a new question in the chat.
Did you enjoy acting in Thank You for Your Service movie? I watched it a couple of years back. Acting in it was very good. Victor. Yes. Wow, Victor. Thank you. Yeah, it was the first job I ever done in the States. And it was pretty much the job that opened me up to Hollywood. And because like I said before, if you just put in the work and do a good job, that if I went in there and I got sucked in by the Hollywood lights and glamour and the life and just, you know, thought I was the man and thought I was I've cracked it and I've made Hollywood, like I wouldn't be here today. But I went in with the mindset of I'm going to give everything I can for this movie, for whoever's helping make the movie. And to the point where it messed up my brain for a long time, you know, because I forgot, like, I pretty much jumped in the character. But I was willing to sacrifice that for the job. And because of that job, I got Hawaii Five-0. Because of Hawaii Five-0, I got this and I got other things. And, you know, just because of giving 100% in something that could have finished. Like I remember finishing that movie and going back to New Zealand, and I didn't hear anything back from Hollywood for a year until the movie was released 2 years later. And then everyone was like, oh my God, who is this kid? You know, but that was me willing to, for 2 years after I made the movie, I had done nothing. I went back to my job in New Zealand. I went back to my normal life, you know, but putting in the work 2 years before and being good and doing good at my job paid off. Is it hard to have so many projects going on at the same time? It is. That's another tool that you got to learn to deal with if you're a freelancer, a musician, an artist, an actor, is that time management skills are very important. And keeping your word is very important. Like if I say I'm going to be here at 11:45 for this thing, I'm going to be here. And if I organize something, I have to be there. And because of that, like you can say no. I have to say no to a lot of things as well because, you know, there's only so much time in the day. So your word is very important in managing those projects and making sure you allocate time to put in the due diligence is very important.
I think it's been a great time and great things you told us, Beulah. I think there's maybe time for one more question or thought if you would like to ask something.
Yeah, you got married a year ago. How is that? And
yeah, I'm married the love of my life, my wife Georgia. It's amazing. We got twin babies who are 4 years old, twin baby boys, and it's, you know, I've known my wife for 8 years now, and she knew me when I was nothing, you know. So she's definitely the one for me, and she keeps me very humble. That's important to have people like that in your life, especially when you're in an industry that, number one, can support you and help you through those tough times that are going to come if you want to be an artist.
Yeah, congratulations.
Yeah,
Thank you.
it's really lovely. Is it like, how is just your, like with your family and your acting like fit?
Yeah, it's very hard. So I was talking to my wife this morning about it. You know, it's very hard to be away from a family. Is that what you're asking? Like managing that?
Yeah.
But these are the sacrifices I need to make for them, you know. And Dad has to put bread on the table and pay the bills. And but because I have a supportive wife, like we can do that. And you know, my kids have traveled more than most toddlers in their life. Like, or more than most adults. Like they've been in a plane a lot of times now, traveled all over the world because of my job, but it's part of the job.
Yeah.
We are gonna run out of time here, but it was nice to talk with you, and welcome to Tampere again, if you may come here.
Yeah, no, I'm definitely coming here again next year with my kids and my wife, and we're gonna go to the snow and see Santa Claus. Yeah, really, I think I've fallen in love with this little town, this little city. So, yeah, I love it.
So great that you've been with us, Beulah, today. And if you want to follow Beulah, you can find
find me on my Instagram. I make very dumb videos, and they're just like it's just me mucking around, being funny. I'm at home when I'm bored. Yeah, follow me on Instagram. I'm probably going to be all around the town, judging different restaurants' salmon soup and drinking their coffee. And so yeah, and if you see me around Tampere, just say that you're in the Zoom and say what's up. Like, you know, I have zero ego, so. It's an honor to even do this, to talk to you guys and to meet the people of Tampere, the future of Tampere, future of the world. So definitely go out there and believe in yourself, I guess, is the one thing I want to, if I got anything to say for you guys, is whatever you believe in, go in there and believe it. And you only have one life and only you can do it. And there's only one you in this world. No one can ever do you. No one can ever pretend to be you. No one can play music like you, act like you, cook like you, whatever. So definitely believe in yourself. So appreciate you guys for the time. And like we said in Hawaii, aloha. So, all right. Thank you guys.
That's good to hear. Thank you. Have a nice acting and rugby.
Yeah. All right. I see. See you guys later.
Thank you.
Thank you.